9. Share an example of a powerful metaphor, explaining its power. Well, ours didn't have, like, deep literary metaphors or anything like that, but actually, oddly enough, a lot of the chapter titles and things that I discussed, like, through examples, were metaphors for something, or, like, comparisons of some kind. And so, mine is, does a Rashonda by any other name smell as sweet? And that's kind of comparing it to the famous Shakespeare quote, between Romeo and Juliet, where it's, does Rose by any other name smell as sweet? Etc., etc. Basically, what's in a name? So, the whole metaphor is based on the fact that giving someone a name that sounds like a name of a certain race, like a black name or a Jewish name or a white name, may greatly affect how they get job offers and things like that. Like, they had several resumes, and they sent out the exact same resume, but with different names. And they put, like, Rashonda, and then, like, Betty, and all things like that. And the person with the whiter-sounding name got called, like, 3 times more. So, basically, it's just a metaphor. Does a Rashonda by any other name smell sweet? It's a comparison to the Shakespeare. Mother.
Mine was, how is the Ku Klux Klan like a group of real estate agents? And that particular chapter really focused on the metaphor of the power of information. Specifically, how the abuse of the power of information can be exploited. Such as a bunch of experts having exclusive information, such as real agents having exclusive information on the value of homes that they're selling for, how long they're staying on the market, and that type of thing, and how that they use that power to their advantage. Basically, how they're cheating you.
Yeah, and the example, I think it was something like a real estate agent, you'll get an offer, like, to sell your house or something, and, like, they did something like, the real estate agent will tell you, oh, this is a really good offer, even though it's a little bit under your price, you should totally just sell it now because the market's kind of down. And the person thinks, well, they wouldn't lie to me because the realtor takes commission, right?
Yep.
Off of whatever you sell. And it turned out to be kind of false because the realtor actually gets, like, the same commission even if it goes up a little bit. So what's his incentive to sell your house for a few $1,000s more in your pocket because he only gets, like, $20 more in his pocket? Mm-hmm. So it was kind of crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Moving on. Number 10. What does it suggest about the American public that this work is a bestseller? We must be some pretty smart people.
Actually, I think it's that we're curious people. We liked the title Freakonomics. We're just into freaks.
Right. So
if they had just put this, the American Guide to Economic Effects on Cultural Aspects, I don't think anybody would have read that.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't think many people would have read it. I guess the title is, say it, yeah, basically the title is important. But once you read it and you get drawn into it, you realize it's actually really interesting. So, yeah. I mean, it suggests a lot about the American public that they have thought this book is worthy of being a bestseller because, people are, it also probably suggests more to actually our current economic system, just being everyone's trying to look up on economics and research the trends in, growth and spending and all this stuff because that they're trying to get ahead of the system. And so I assume that people buying this book must mean, they're a little bit maybe afraid of, where this economy is going to go. But I also just think it's because we're curious, yeah. We like fun facts and the like. So, I mean, especially when you read through a book and you go to the title page and it says something like, how are realtors like the Ku Klux Klan? Or how is a teacher like a sumo wrestler? I mean,
I really want to read that.
Yeah, I want to read that. I mean, just looking through it, it was like unfathomable how these could possibly be related. So, it's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Curiosity.
Curiosity. Killed the cat. Would you read another work by the same author? Why or why not?
I would. If it's similar, and then the dynamic of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I would too. I mean, just, everyone loves a good fun fact. And, I actually feel like I learned a lot from this. Mm-hmm. And, I have a lot of random insight to give people. And I feel like it helped my writing. Because, I can add some random, well, in this book, it is proved that blah, 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 blah. And, I've taken psychology before, so I could draw back on that. And so all tying together, it was like a nice little the nation there, stewing in my brain. So yeah,
Sure.
I think I would read another one because I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I
and
liked it.
Yeah, it was really interesting. So there you go.
I'd read it because it was interesting, though.
Yes, I would read it because it was interesting. So, yeah. Bonus question. What was your reaction to this experience of sharing a book? Should it be repeated next year? Mother.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
What a dork! Okay. So,
No, it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun. That's fun.
That's fun.
That's so fun. No, I'm just
I had
kidding.
a great mother-daughter experience.
Yeah, I'm just
I think
glad.
I'm gonna start a book club.
You see why it's fun, because, I get to see this crazy side of my mother. So, I mean, yeah, there's that. Also, I'm just really happy, because she's the reader in the family, and, I like reading, but not really. She's really into the historical fiction, so I'm super glad that, A, she didn't make me read some crappy historical fiction book, and B, she didn't make me read Twilight, so, yay!
It's not nice.
So, I mean, I guess it was nice to get common ground on something, me and Madre. We just never get to agree. I mean, we'll never agree. But anyway, this brought us together as a family unit, and I think it should definitely be repeated next year, because it's a grand old time.
I think it should be repeated again because I think teenagers think they know everything.
That's true. It's nice to have some insight, and,
And realize that we actually know stuff too.
Yeah. I mean, my mom's in college right now. It's awesome. And, it's nice to have that wisdom behind me. Yeah. It's like I get to grow as a person. Anyway, yeah, I also think it should be repeated because, some teens have huge rifts with their family, and, they're maybe looking for something to break the ice like this, so it could be fun.
Could be.
Could be fun. Could be nice. Good family bonding. I mean, even this book alone had a lot of sections on parenting, so...
Perfect Parenting Part 1 and 2.
Exactly. So, I mean, kids could ask questions. They could be reading the book together and discussing it like we have and things like that and debating. And then have something to share, like a little inside joke that no one in the family is going to know about because they didn't read the book because they're not cool.
Yeah, but if they'd at least owned the book,
Yeah.
they'd have been smart.
Yeah, exactly. Just by owning the book.
And then a better job.
Yeah. And then,
More likely to go to college. Just by owning the book.
Just by owning the book because you're the type of person
Didn't
to buy
have
the
to
book.
even read it.
Yeah, okay.
Just personality.
Well,
personalized.
anyway, yes, it should be repeated. And yes, I'm turning this camera off. Bye.
Bye.